For Big Al and April here to get you started. First up, April, 90s.
Yeah, they're here. We thought we might hit 90 just barely yesterday, but we didn't. We stayed right around 89, but we're definitely going to see the 90s today. Not just barely, though. We're talking 94 degrees. We're just going to move right into the mid-90s there. We will see a little less wind, so that's nice. We should see steady 10-mile-per-hour winds throughout the afternoon, and again tonight as we dip down to 61 under mostly clear skies. So the heat streak, yeah, it's on. We'll tell you how long it's going to last coming up. Big Al, any new problems out there this morning?
I'll tell you what, April, I'm going to cut the price of those prosthetic arms down from $6,000 to about $50 and make a mint on the selfie arm this day. I'll tell you that right now. Broadway Boulevard is okay, but just east of just east of Campbell Avenue on Broadway at Norris Street by the Safeway. Still some problems with Norris being closed till tomorrow. An emergency sewer line repair is going on Norris Avenue between Broadway and about the fire station to move through that stretch of roadway. Kind of a difficult way to go, so better to use Campbell Avenue as your alternate. Last day of utility cover adjustments on Grant Road. They were supposed to be done with all of Grant by this time last week. They're not. From now till 4 between Santa Rita and Campbell Avenue, some big work going on along Grant Road. Use Speedway as your alternate today. That's the latest of the Beat the Traffic.
Okay, Big Al, thank you. And happening right now, rescue crews continuing their search for survivors this morning as the death toll in Nepal continues to rise. 5,500 people now confirmed dead, and rescuers predict that number will double.
This morning we have a new look at that terrifying moment that the quake hit in Nepal. Now you can see, look at this. The men, they're riding in a small flatbed truck. Just barely escaping a falling building. Strangers rush in to help them. Rescuers are asking this morning for at least 500,000 more tents to provide shelter for people displaced by the devastation.
But that's not all that's needed to combat the destruction left by that quake. This morning, KGUN 9 is joining our radio partners to collect donations to send to Nepal. We'll be out at Speedway and Swan all day today, and that's where we find our 9 on your side's Jennifer De La Cruz live now. Jennifer, how can people help?
Good morning, Greg and Liz. There's definitely a lot of ways you can help out here today. As you said, we are here on Speedway and Swan, and we're here with our radio stations, the Morning Blend, and we're trying to spread the word and raise funds and donations for the people who need it most right now. And we are here with Lisa. She is the CEO and founder of World Care here in Tucson. She's going to tell us a little bit more about what's going on today. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us out here. This event is such a great tragedy overseas, and the area is so impoverished. We're out here today. We're going to be here from now until 6 o'clock tonight, collecting hygiene supplies, which is everything from toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorants, washcloths, soap, shampoos, anything that's related to that we have on our website, worldcare.org. You can go on there. We have a whole list of supplies that can be brought over. We're looking to fill up 2 big semis in order to get those resources over to San Diego and out overseas as fast as possible.
So definitely a great cause out here today, and a lot that you guys can do at home to help us out. If you're looking for a full list of supplies, you can go to our website at kgun9.com. Once again, we're here on Speedway and Swan. We'll be out here until 6 p.m. tonight, reporting live. Jennifer De La Cruz, KGUN 9 on your side.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. The Morning Blend will also be out there, too. Also in the news this morning, the Marana police dash cam video that's gone viral.
For the first time now, we're hearing from the man who was tossed into the air by a police car that hit him from behind. 9 on your side, Justin Checker takes us through the man's hospital interview with the detectives.
Hey, do you know how you ended up here today?
No, I don't.
2 days after this,
Man down.
A dazed and confused Mario Valencia described to detectives no recollection of what police say was a crosstown crime spree.
I'm trying to remember how any of it happened.
Nor can he recall Officer Michael Rapico's cop car ramming him from behind while he carried a loaded rifle near Marana businesses.
You being hit by the police car put you where you are right now.
Well, I do something like that, sir.
Well, if I had to guess, I'd say it probably is connected to your use of meth.
Detectives from Marana and Tucson police recorded this interview shortly before Valencia was transferred to jail. At the end of the 22-minute questioning, a thought shared by many.
You're very lucky that you weren't killed.
Justin Checker, KGUN 9 on your side.
Justin also reports Valencia is locked up facing 15 charges from February 19th. His attorney says he's a victim of excessive force, while the county attorney ruled that Officer Rapico's actions were justified.
Other news this morning, the Tucson fire captain accused of 3 cold case murders has now resigned from the department.
David Watson filed his resignation paperwork late Tuesday night. He's accused of killing his ex-wife back in 2000, also his ex-mother-in-law and her family friend 3 years later. Watson had been considered a suspect in their deaths for a very long time. He'll be back in court next Tuesday.
This morning we're hearing for the first time from the only daughter of murder victim Renee Farnsworth. Dorothy Brady says the crime tore apart her family. She recalls the last time she saw her mom. It was at a National Honor Society ceremony for one of Brady's children the night before Farnsworth was killed.
I kind of lost it. I was not a good wife, not a good mother a lot of times, and this got me through it. He had to hold me up and pull me through life sometimes, so yeah.
Well, Brady says she and her family knew David Watson in high school. All 3 attended Amphi in the 1980s. Brady says she suspected Watson from the beginning.
And now to news making headlines around the nation this morning. New developments out of Baltimore. A new report suggests that Freddie Gray, the man who died from a spinal cord injury while in police custody, might have actually injured himself.
Now, the Washington Post reporting now that police documents show another prisoner who was in the back of the police van with Gray claims he could hear Gray, quote now, banging against the walls and was intentionally trying to injure himself, end of quote. Police refuse to comment, saying it's a sealed document, but by tomorrow, Baltimore police are handing over their preliminary findings in Gray's death to the state attorney's office.
And across the country this morning, a very different scene as protesters took to the streets wanting answers in the death of the 25-year-old. Thousands of people marched through Baltimore and other cities around the nation yesterday, including Boston, New York, even Denver. Dozens of those protesters arrested. But back in Baltimore, peace prevailed on the second night of curfew after the city erupted Monday into rioting, looting, and arson.
Out of sight of the judge and the jury, there is a different demeanor.
In another trial, that's the cousin of one of the victims of the deadly movie theater attack in Colorado. She believes the gunman, James Holmes, is acting in court. She says she's seen him laugh and smile after the jury leaves the courtroom. She believes his insanity plea is an act 2. Prosecutors are trying to show the jury that it was premeditated murder because they say Holmes took painkillers before the attack in case he was injured. They say that is one example of the detail of his planning. Attorneys for Holmes hope to save his life by convincing the jury that he is battling mental illness.
Firefighters in Fresno, California, battling a massive fire this morning. Fire is burning on a power pole lot. No word yet of any injuries there.
Now, your first